So another Nintendo Direct has passed us by, and there were a lot of pretty cool announcements, but I'd wager a guess and say my reaction was probably a little different than most other people watching. Oh, you get to play as Zelda. Oh, that's so cool. Nice. Oh shit, Prime 4. It's real. That's awesome. Let's fucking go! Yes! I love Mario Party. Probably way more than I should, but hey, I love what I love. Mario Party 4 was the first video game I ever played. I played them all growing up, and I still play them every time I can get some friends together to do it. However, it's no secret that Mario Party has been stewing in mediocrity since, I don't know, 2012? That said, following the dismal showings of Mario Parties 9, 10, Island Tour, Star Rush, and the Top 100, 2018's Super Mario Party finally gave longtime fans something to look forward to. An actual fucking Mario Party game. Come release time, Super Mario Party was definitely seen as an improvement over the previous few games, though time has proven that it's a victim to a host of issues. Tiny boards, of which there are only 4 of, dreadfully slow board movement, a host of side modes padding out the game, a lack of good online functionality, and the truly baffling decision to force the players into using Joy-Cons. However, the game did have some upsides. Gone are the days of everyone traveling by the same car in favor of the traditional style of going around the board and collecting stars with your coins. A huge cast of characters who have their own unique dice blocks to set them apart, and of course, some fun minigames. This is true of pretty much every Mario Party game. The minigames are always great. They just need a good board game mode to tie them together. A step in the right direction is always great, but what we really needed was a game that just embraced the classics, full stop. Well, they listened. 2021's Mario Party Superstars was an absolute love letter to the franchise. Featuring remixed classic boards and 100 recognizable minigames from Mario Parties 1 through 10, the game rightfully felt like the first true Mario Party game that was like the old ones, because it was literally built off of them. But hey, I wasn't complaining. Superstars legitimately was my game of the year in 2021. I played it so much then, it's still my go-to Mario Party when I have some friends over, if only for the ease of booting it up. They did a great job putting the whole package together, breathing life into the wonderful concept that was Mario Party the Top 100 by actually making a board game mode to tie it together. And it had a great online mode too. After Super Mario Party got an online update earlier that year, Mario Party Superstars launched with it right out of the box, and it worked pretty well. Sure, the game wasn't without its flaws, most notable being that it only had 5 boards, and being that these were boards based entirely on older games, that was a disappointment. Especially because you had Peach's birthday cake in the mix, which is really boring. Plus, the shocking absence of half of Super Mario Party's roster was really confusing. Still, it was nice to have a Mario Party game that actually felt good to play. However, hot off Superstars, people have been wondering, what's next for Mario Party? Another shot at a Super Mario Party game, or perhaps another Superstars based on the GameCube games? Turns out it was the former. Super Mario Party Jamboree, yes, that's its actual title, has been announced, and at first glance, it looks like a follow-up to Super Mario Party using some of the lessons learned from working on Mario Party Superstars. But I wanted to take a deeper dive and see what we're working with here. Right off the bat, we can see we're back to the enormous size of Super Mario Party's cast. Taking a look at these characters, we get to see that Spike is returning from Mario Party 10, as well as Toad and Toadette, who were relegated to host characters in Super Mario Party. We see that Diddy Kong, Dry Bones, and Pom Pom have been axed, though it's not out of the possibility that they could just not be shown yet, especially since the trailer later revealed that Ninji is also playable despite not being here. Ninji, by the way, is a goddamn excellent choice, and I will be playing him as much as I can. Let's talk boards. Super Mario Party Jamboree has 5 fully original boards, which is one more than Super Mario Party. We get a wide shot of all of them in this part of the trailer, and they look pretty substantial, significantly bigger than the boards in the first game. Rainbow Galleria looks like a simple but cool idea for a board, where you can take escalators to different levels of the mall. What I hope is that these escalators can switch direction to allow the board to feel a bit more dynamic. Roll'em Raceway has a really cute idea of putting the players in cars, their own cars, to drive around to different spaces. They even showed a turbo dice that lets you roll 4 dice blocks, which is a pretty bold move. That said, it's a little hard to tell just how big the map is. I'm hoping it can make up for the movement by having a large number of spaces, but time will tell. Goomba Lagoon looks like a great standard board, and we get a really good wide shot of it in the trailer. It looks pretty big, and it has the added gimmick of the tide rolling in to cover up the sandy parts of the map, so I can appreciate the dynamics at play here. The other 2, Mega Wiggler's Tree Party and King Bowser's Keep, don't get shown off more directly, but can still be seen here. Tree Party looks to be quite large as well, though if I'm being honest from a glance, Bowser's Keep looks a little small. That said, we'll have to wait and see more. Also, Bowser being present on this board and in this giant minigame makes me wonder if his playability is going to be limited somehow, though this shot seems to imply he is still going to be playable in the core Mario Party mode, so who knows. Interestingly, in addition to the 5 original boards, 2 more boards from the N64 games are coming back as well. Mario's Rainbow Castle and Western Land. I think bringing back remixed boards akin to Mario Kart's retro courses is a great idea for future installments, and I'm happy to see them here. This also means that Jamboree has 7 total boards, which is great to see after the lackluster showing of Super Mario Party and Superstars. Mario's Rainbow Castle looks to be a pretty faithful recreation, though no doubt with some minor changes similar to Superstars maps, such as some minor space rearrangements and the inclusion of lucky spaces, and Western Land seems to be in the same boat. Though I'm not personally a huge fan of Mario's Rainbow Castle, I always thought it was just fine. Western Land is a wonderful choice and really solidifies their newfound emphasis on large boards, especially since of all the classic games, Western Land has the single most amount of spaces. It's really refreshing to see. Beyond this, the trailer also showed off a new Coupathlon mode where 20 players race through a series of minigames, which is a novel idea and teases other modes, such as an 8-player mode, since we see multiple minigames with 8 players involved, and a mode where Mario and Luigi are flying Peach up. What? It's expected that any new Mario Party game has these weird side modes. If I'm being fully honest, for as much as I've always loved Mario Party, I don't explore these side modes that often. I usually play them once and move on, since the core game tends to be much more fun. Still, the idea of a fully functioning 8-player mode akin to Mario Party 7 sounds like a blast, though I doubt that's what we're seeing here. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Lastly, I want to talk about the buzzword that every Mario Party game loves to throw around, the number of minigames. Jamboree is boasting a staggering 110 minigames, the most of any in the series, even beating out Top 100 and Superstars. This is certainly impressive, but I have some concerns. As with most Mario Party minigames, including the first Super game, a large chunk of these minigames are relegated to side modes. In Super 1, the game boasted 84 minigames, but 24 of these were relegated to the rhythm game, co-op, and rec room side modes. So it was really closer to 60 minigames. And as we can see, there are clearly some minigames that are not being designed with the main mode in mind, specifically the ones designed for Coupathlon, and maybe those 8-player minigames. Though Super 1 did manage to get 8-player minigames working in the main game mode, so who knows. Also to note, there are motion-based minigames again, something that some people have been a little critical of, even if they can be implemented well. Very, very well. This of course sparked the initial concern that we were going to be forced to use Joy-Cons again, but this is not the case. The official website for Jamboree has a note stating that only the motion minigames require Joy-Cons, and that they are disabled online. Everything else can be played with button controls. It sucks that we're automatically going to be locked out of playing some of these games if we want to play on an actual controller and not the barely functioning wafer that the Joy-Con is, but it is what it is. Still, all told, even accounting for the fact that some of these minigames likely won't be playable in the main mode, it looks like we're in for a lot of minigames. That's always a good time. Some other things I'm noting: no sign of character-specific dice blocks. I'm more than fine if they do away with them. They weren't the most balanced thing in the world, but still, they were a nice change of pace. I know this isn't Mario Party style, but the option to turn them on would be pretty cool. On that same note, no ally system seems to be present, another unique idea that Super 1 had. This I'm more okay with leaving behind. Getting allies in the first game was way too overpowered, as it added permanent boosts to your rolls and advantages in team minigames. As fun as they were for a one-off game, I'm fine with leaving them behind. I'm sure there's also going to be more unlockable characters, as with most Mario Party minigames. I'm personally partial to Galoomba, but we'll have to wait and see. It would also be nice if this was the Mario Party game that finally gives us DLC boards, especially since it's the last one releasing before the Switch's successor, though with how easy it seems to be to pump out a new Mario Party game every couple of years, I'm not counting on long-term support. Something I've also always wanted was the ability to customize the item shop prior to the game starting, something that is nowhere to be seen in this game, of course, but I don't know, I can dream, can't I? Overall, Jamboree looks really promising. I feel like the team going back and making Superstars really helped them remember what people love about those original 7, sometimes 8 games so much, and as a longtime fan of the series, I'm here for it. I'll be there day one when it launches this year in October, and undoubtedly it will somehow be my game of the year yet again. Thanks for watching me ramble about Mario Party. I love just talking about this kind of stuff, so if you enjoyed the video, feel free to let me know. I'm thinking of making more of these kinds of videos, just talking about upcoming games, maybe even reviewing some down the line. This video was a bit more scripted, which I'm not exactly used to, so I might try some more stuff without a script and just letting myself talk, but we'll have to see. For now, hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.